Boker Tov, we are continuing Megilat Eicha Perek Gimel, Pasuk Yutet. So, where we left off is that Yirmiyahu is describing the bottom level that we've gotten to the furthest. We feel that there's no strength anymore, there's no hope anymore, Chas v'Shalom. And we're continuing on that vein, but we're going to see a turn for the better in today's Pesukim. Zechor oni umrudi la'ana varosh. We have a similar sentence in Selichot. Before we know it, we're going to get there. We have Zechor oni umrudi la'ana me'odi. But the Pasuk here says, Zechor oni umrudi Hashem, remember my affliction. Meaning he got to the bottom of describing, and now in a way of prayer, Hashem, remember my affliction, umrudi, and remember my misery. La'ana me'odi, my bitterness, la'ana varosh, my bitterness, and those that were ahead of me, those that were brazen and put me down. So here the Al-Sheikh explains that here the two types, as we mentioned in the past, of sufferings Yirmiyahu describes were applicable to Bnei Israel: poverty and physical yisurim, and physical difficulties and sarot and abuse. So here you have the Zechor Oni, is like the poverty, Umrudin, my misery, and here it connects to La'ana, which is bitterness, which connects to poverty, and Varosh, the brazenness that the enemies had on top of me, putting me down and hitting me, etc. Zachor Tiskor V'tashoach Alai Nafshi. Remember, I remember, but it's very disheartening to my soul. So Rashi and the Al-Sheikh have two different explanations here. Rashi says that now it starts to turn a little bit. He says, I remember, and I will remember that there was going to be a day that I'm going to get out of this. There's a shimmer of hope. I'm going to get out of this, but in the meantime, my soul is so disheartened. I can't. It's so difficult for me. I know there's going to be remembrance. I know there's going to be a remembrance for me. That's Rashi's explanation. The Al-Sheikh here explains, Zachor Tizkor, two types of remembrances, is that when a person's on their lowest level, he says that they remember two things. Number one is there's again the composition of physical and spiritual. This is what we spoke about last time as well. And the neshama is pure. The neshama is from Achelek Elokamim Ala, piece of Hashem. And we have a physical goof like an animal. And Zachor Tizkor, the first remembrance is that I could imagine that my soul is so pure, and where it was before it came down to earth was in such a pure place, in such a holy place. So I remember that. But I also remember a very recent memory of how my body caused my soul to sin and caused my soul to put it down. And that's another Tizkor. And with those remembrances, where I was and what I am, I'm so disheartened. My soul is so broken. And my soul is broken because it's my body that causes my soul to sin. And if I'm going to get the punishments in the next world, in this world and in the next world, it's because of my body, and therefore it's putting me in a bad place. But the next pasuk, Zot ashiv el libi al ken ochil. But this I return to my heart, I think about, and here I have some hope. Al ken ochil. Where's the hope coming from? Chazdei Hashem ki lo tamnu ki lo chalu rachamav. The chesed of Hashem never ends and never is exhausted. Hashem's rachamim is never exhausted. Chadashim labekarim. There's new chesed every morning. Rabba emunatecha. How great is your emunah. So where is this coming from? You're in such a low place. Where is this coming from that you can now say, Hashem, your chesed is there. I know it's still there. Where is it coming from? From the fact of chadashim labekarim, that there is a newness every day, meaning the fact that I'm still alive. That's it. And as a national level, the fact that Bnei Israel is alive, meaning we've been hit, we've been this, we're on the lowest, I know nothing, of the lowest level. The fact though that I'm still alive is I see that there's chesed. And therefore, if I see there's chesed, explains the Ashich, if I see there's chesed, then Rabba emunatecha, there's faith that it's not just the chesed of today that I'm alive today, but you're going to revive me even in the future, and I'll get that chesed, and that chesed will be stronger in the future as well. And here also the Alshich points out, Chazdei Hashem kilotavnu. The chesed of Hashem never ends, meaning a person could have merits based on zechut avot, the zechut of my own forefathers, our own forefathers, zechut avot of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. A person could have merits for the mitzvot that he did, different merits. If everything is gone, everything is empty, there's still chesed Hashem. You're alive, there's still the chesed Hashem, the chesed from Hashem that never runs out. And this is like the pasuk that we say, Verichamti et asher arachem. What do those words mean? Verichamti, and I will have compassion on those that I will have compassion on. Verichamti et asher arachem. I will have compassion on those that I will have compassion on. Meaning, even if they have no other zechut whatsoever, even if they're not ra'ui, even if they're not befitting, I will sometimes have compassion on those that I will have compassion. Even if they have no zechut, even if they have nothing, I will still have compassion on them. The fact is, because we're still alive, Hashem gives us that remembrance. I'm still here. I'm still with you. My chesed never ended, never ceased. You're still alive. I'm giving you a neshama. I'm giving you a goof. You still have it, and that means you're alive today. You will be able to go up again tomorrow. At the end of the day, somehow we came out of it. We don't have the third Bet HaMikdash yet, but we came out of the destruction of the first. We came out of the destruction of the second. We came out somehow of the destruction of World War II and all the different tragedies throughout our time. Even though we were on the lowest level, we felt on the lowest level, we were on the absolute lowest level. But we have to now always remember the chesed of Hashem. And the next Pesukim we're going to see is now a change of heart, that Hashem is always there, and I have hope, and there's more and more from the bottom rising up, Be'ezrat Hashem, all the way to the top. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashia omer atzah kadosh baruch hu lezakot et Yisaficha chibar dem Torah sheneimar Adonai chafetz man tzidko yagdil Torah ve'yadir.